and gentlemen, thank you for coming to our first meeting of 2024, our call meeting January 4th. We appreciate everyone being here with us for moving forward. If I can get the computer to work, I'll advance the slide on the agenda. There we go. But first, I mean, very much thank you for being here. It's exciting. It's shocking that we're already in 2024. So we'll get hopefully going through and get the meeting handled and go through it in a timely manner and not keep you guys in here forever. Opening remarks. I don't know if any of you guys have any that you'd like to dive in with.
Happy New Year.
I'd also like to say congratulations to both the Pickens High School Dragons and Dragonettes for their tournament victory in Panama City. Traveled to Panama City and took on quite a few teams from all over the place. Huge congratulations to them for their activities. I talked to Brian, and apparently the guys' game was quite an exciting event for the championship. But with that, we'll go move straight into our opening invocation and prayer. I'm going to ask Mr. Kenny Woodard if he would lead us with the invocation, and then afterwards, Graham, would you lead us in prayer?
Also, our precious Father, we come to you again, Father, give you thanks, Father, for last year, for taking care of each and every one of us and guaranteeing us a job and a life and a happy life. Father, I just want to say we love you. We just want you to bless each and every one of us in this room. Lord, give them the strength, the knowledge to lead and guide, direct all their folks that work for them. And give the strength and knowledge to our leaders in front, Lord. Just give us all thanks to you in your name. Amen.
Amen.
What did we just
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to say thank you to both of you for leading, getting us up and going. We do have a couple of amendments to the agenda I want to go through. Because of the holidays, we had to put the agenda out a little bit earlier while we were still gathering the information to be prepared for going tonight. So we do have a couple things we need to add. One is to add to item B under new business, ambulance modules and stretcher quotes. I know that originally we had the ambulance modules out, but we didn't have the stretcher quotes, so we did need to add that onto the agenda. Item B is to add under item E under new business a 2024 VOCA allocation. That's a grant that we receive annually that we need to make sure is adopted so that can go through correctly. And then under item F under new business is the qualifying fees for 24 elections, the local elections for 2024. We need to get those qualifying fees set and ready to advertise. So those are the only amendments that I have. Do either of you or Lisa, do you have anything else?
Yeah. That's it.
With that, do I have a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So moved. Second.
Moved in a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so the agenda is set. First part is going to be our work session. I know we've got a call meeting during the time of our work session. This is a chance to get some department head updates as we go into the meeting. We'll keep it a little bit more abbreviated. I know it's coming out of the holiday season. Everybody's working on tallying up their numbers for the closeout on 2023. So we haven't finalized all of that. We'll have a lot more of that information ready in our meeting on the third Thursday. But I know that Parks and Rec and Water have both had some pretty active seasons over the last few weeks. So I'm gonna reach back out and let Parks and Rec kick us off. So Brian, if you don't mind.
So we're still finishing up with basketball. We'll be playing the rest of this month and maybe, hopefully not until February. But with basketball starting to wind down, we're also registering for baseball, softball, and t-ball. Right now at the rec department, registration dates, we started yesterday through February the 15th. It's early registration. We have a late period from the 16th to the 18th. And then we'll have our skills evaluation in February 26th, 27th, and 28th. And then we're playing spring baseball. So the lines at the pickleball court and the gyms were repainted over the break. So if you have a chance to go by there, free of charge. Apparently they used the wrong paint the first time. And it looked really, really bad. And when I finally got the owners to come and look at it, they agreed and they paid for that for free for us. So they got that done over the break, so it looks good. But yeah, it's baseball. We did 650 last year baseball registration, so I don't see any reason why we'd have numbers below that this year. Very busy.
Good.
So
Any questions on activities? I know we spoke last month and talked about some of the plans. We're still trying to get all those things up and running. I know Dell and some other people in the office have been very active trying to pull that. We're not really ready with numbers at this point. It'll probably be a few more weeks before we got things that we can actually bring before the board to vote on, but we are working on getting that. That is very active and moving forward. Hopefully we'll see a lot of activity going on at the park, at Brooklyn Park. Mr. Dean?
Yes, sir.
I know you've not slept much by trying to keep water tanks full, so I'm not asking you to say a lot, but any updates on what's going on?
Hopefully, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but by everybody going back to work and school, that's gonna help us. Everybody taking vacations and the kids been out of school for the last week and a half, that sort of hindered us on recovering in a couple of our tanks where we had issues started December 22nd, actually. First off, I want to give kudos to my guys. They didn't get a day off from the 21st through the new year. They worked every day. If it wasn't the pumps, it was the tanks or the lines leaking. So, but they busted their tail and they got everything back in running order. But with everybody being home all the holidays, folks coming in from out of town, it was hard to recover our tanks. So I've been, as the chairman said, I get up every 2 hours and control the tanks to try to recover them, and I'm getting there, and every time I get a couple steps ahead, I get 10 steps back. So hopefully in the next couple of days, we'll be where we should be, and the phone calls will stop. They ain't been a couple, but we're working on a problem or a remedy to fix that problem as we speak. They was ordered today.
Okay, so it was ordered.
We ordered them. He went ahead and ordered them. Since he was leaving Monday to go on vacation, there's a 2-week turnaround, so he ordered them today. They'll be in the warehouse, he said, by the end of next week. And me and him's going on the 16th to do site visits and his electrician. And they'll do from start to finish, and then they'll be, hopefully by the end of that week, they'll be done. And we shouldn't have these issues anymore.
Just to update you on what he's actually talking about, where one of the tanks that keeps losing pressure, there's 4 houses that sit right at the base of that water tank, and at the base of the tank, there's no pressure. So if it builds pressure as it moves away from it. And when the volume in the tank dropped, it meant that their pressure completely went away. A couple of houses that really had no water pressure at all. So they've reached out to be able to install some small boosters into those 4 homes that will keep water going into those customers, where when the tank level does drop, they'll still have water pressure to keep going. Fortunately, it's 4, but I mean, that's not good if you're 1 or 4. So they are working on getting that part fixed. And then we have one other customer that has pressure issues where it drops pressure that they're going to go ahead and add on that. So we'll have 5 total customers that we're going to try to get the pressure filled back up so that we're not reaching.
And these pumps, they're designed where it just needs like 5 pounds. As long as it's got water at the pump, it just works just like a well pump. Fills the bladder tank up, and they use the pressure and the water out of that, and then it just fills it, repressurizes it. So they shouldn't have no more issues.
The other part of what's caused some of the problems is our large pumps that fill the tanks. We've had 3 that we're failing that started during the holidays.
Yeah.
Those parts are all ordered and should be in. They've already done some of the work, but they're going to put the stacks in. So those 3 pumps, which is part of what caused this to start, are going to be replaced or rebuilt and replaced.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to tackle where some of the leak areas are now to try to identify how to prevent this from the future. It's not all areas that got affected, but the ones that are getting affected keep getting affected. So it's the same customers that seem to get hit whenever this happens. So we think we've got a good game plan. I feel like he said, his crew that had a day off, they've humped it through the holidays. I tried to make a joke and say it wasn't like last year, on Christmas of last year when it was 0 degrees, but our system actually held up well when it was 0 degrees last year, and this time when the temperature was better, our system had issues.
Yeah, everybody else held up, so, you know.
We might have spoke too soon.
But we'll get back. I mean, like I said, I mean, it may take us a couple of days or, you know, but we'll get back to where we're normally at and, you know, so. But I do, you know, apologize to all the customers that it has affected. I mean, it's out of our hands. Infrastructure's 18 years old, so I mean, it's gonna wear out. It's mechanical, it's gonna wear out, so.
What are questions? Move on down the line. I know recycling center after Christmas has probably been hopping with quite a bit.
It's been a whirl. Just to give you an idea, last year we done 170,000 bags of trash in the whole year of 23. Tuesday, Wednesday, before I left a minute ago, we done 2,800 bags already.
3 days.
Everybody's at home.
But on the good note, last year we done 1.4 million pounds of recycling, we get 1.8 million this year. So it's a lot more people recycling now and get more into it.
Very, very good. Thank you, sir.
I'll bring my 300
Eric?
Okay.
And we're getting all the bid package ready for the 24 paving project, so I'll let you update everybody.
That's, that bid is, the bid, advertising, we're looking to go out on Monday, and we plan to have a pretty big conference in a couple of weeks with contractors, you know, they're interested. And then the bid are looking like we're probably going to be taking them in about the first week of February. We got that on the agenda. We started out the new year putting out brine, so, had a couple little cold snaps and we put some brine out on the higher elevation, just to be on the safe side, and I think it paid off on one of them. But other thing, the striping from last year's contract is supposed to start next week. And they're gonna come back and do, it's gonna be a nice thermo striping like what's on the state roads. Cove and Jerusalem that we did this year, they're gonna get those, as well as Yellow Creek, Hill City, Monument, and Sunrise is some of the ones we have. The stripes are getting wore on, especially up on the mountain where it's so foggy all the time. We'll have some good stripes up there, so that's supposed to start next week. So we're seeing out about. And otherwise, we're just cutting trees and doing our general maintenance stuff.
I see Graham, I should have said this whenever Kenny was talking a minute ago. If you hadn't had a chance, the podcast was released on Monday that was recycling for this month. So it came out on New Year's Day. So you get Graham and Kenny talking about recycling. It's actually a really good podcast. So I recommend jumping in. Entertaining. I think that's what our goal is for 24 is to find the most entertaining employees we have and have those be the ones. Just so we can have a blooper cut at our Christmas party in the end of the year.
Play horns next week then?
Philip will probably do 6 of them. Throughout 2024 we'll have him in there. But no, I think it actually is well done. Very, very well done. Any other departments have updates that you want to go? I know we typically stick with those main ones, but I want to open up if any other departments have updates that you want to chime in on. I know we've got a few things for fire on the agenda for the regular meeting as we move on through. General discussion, you guys have anything? I know we've received some different calls, animal shelter related, in terms of the size of our intake area. There's a mandatory requirement for a 3-day quarantine, which is kind of the tip of the funnel when you're coming into the shelter. Is if those are full, they're full, and so we can't really expand them because the drain systems in the floor would cross-contaminate into the non-quarantined areas. But we're trying to come up with some solutions and trying to be open as to how can we do that if we separate the dangerous dogs from there to free up space or what. So we are in discussions. If you get approached on any of that, that is a conversation that we've been having. Ultimately, the goal would be new shelter at some point in time. I know that's not a budget issue that we've got for this upcoming year, but we're still trying to find how can we best do that. Just to help you be prepared if you do get approached or questioned on that. That's the only other discussion item that I'm willing to chime in with in the work session portion of the meeting. So we'll move on into, since there's nothing on our consent agenda or old business, we'll move into new business on the meeting schedule. I know the first is a contract with Critical Path Security. This is a company we've had a contract with for several years now. They do the IT monitoring, all the email and everything that comes through. The contract is for network security and connectivity, real-time monitoring for event management, and then responses in the event that there is an attempted hack or a hack that we then have access to having them come in. This is in addition to our regular IT services. They solely do security and monitoring, track anything that's going on. And in today's time where government seems to be one of the top targets, they've kept us safe. There's no changes in the rate going from 23 to 24. This is simply a renewal to go into 24. And I should have highlighted the actual rate amount. It's on an obscure page within the contract, the 20-page contract. It's in the middle. It's right at $5,000 a month, but that's not the exact. So I was trying to make sure I said it right.
39.20.
Is that it? Okay, 39.20 is below 5,000. 39.20 is the monthly operation for all the extended services that are provided. So it's simply a renewal that I wanted to bring before so that we make sure that we've got that for the board. And with that, I'll open up for a motion to approve our renewal contract with Triple Path.
So, second.
Move to second. Y'all have any discussion or questions related to it? All in favor?
Is this totally separate from
Eclipse.
Eclipse?
Yeah. They work in tandem together, but they are two separate things. It's a service that Eclipse doesn't provide, so no, it is separate. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item B is the ambulance modules and stretcher quotes. I know that when we had our meeting last month, we did approve the order of the chassis for 2 new ambulances. Those 2 chassis have been ordered and should be on their way. What we're doing now is looking at a SPLOST project to get the chassis, the actual module, the box for the ambulance. In addition, we have a separate quote from another company that is for the stretchers, the auto lift stretchers. I know there's a better name, power lift stretchers that are designed for those ambulances as well. So I've got them split apart as 2 separate quotes that we've received in here. Frazier is the company that we have the quote before us on the actual box modules that go in through there. This would be a SPLOST project. The total combined for both ambulances to have them installed would be $473, $492. That's for the actual ambulance box itself. So we do have that before you. I know we're in kind of an emergency situation with trying to get these in place as fast as possible. We've had quite a few issues with the ambulances as they've been going through. And I see Tim looking at something there, so I'm wondering, did I give out the wrong number?
You said,
Yeah.
not 1,000.
Did I say 100? I like 100 price better. So $473,492. That sounds more accurate. I liked my price better if we could have got it for that.
That would be the whole,
That's the total of everything.
everything. That's the chassis, the model.
That includes the chassis?
No, no.
No.
You should have
Chassis was a separate
486 on the model.
approved on that. So on the customer quote, the 2-page, page 1, page 2 of the quote, page 2 that shows the total on the quote at $473,492.
Oh, sorry, we had 20,000 discount. You're right.
Okay.
Yes.
Your look had me scared that I'm thinking, do I have a different quote than what you had before you? But this is the contract with the quote in order to agree to get those in delivery. Do you have the estimated time period of how long it's gonna take to get these in?
The last life received was 12, 14 months, so it's still,
12 to 14.
yes. Again, that is just for the box itself.
So with that, I'd like to put that out there for you and entertain the motion that we approve the purchase of the 2 ambulance modules.
So are you doing the stretchers separate?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the stretchers as a separate.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Alright, so I'm moving in a second. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So the second is the power lift stretchers that are for those. The quote is from Stryker Medical. The total for 2 of these power lift stretchers to go in these ambulances is $55,729.60. Hopefully there's either a discount or no discount, but maybe that total is the accurate total of what shows on the quote that we've received from that. But that gives us the power lift, which reduces the risk of injury to the medics that are loading patients in and out of the ambulances as they're going through. So with that, I'd like to open up the floor for a motion that we approve the purchase of these 2 stretchers from Stryker Medical.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Moving a second. Any discussion or question?
Say for anybody that's never picked up a stretcher and put it in the back of an ambulance, that power lift would be worth it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries as well. Next item on our agenda is ACCG mental health resolution. This is a statewide initiative that the ACCG has been working with all counties to get before. Essentially, the resolution is that the Pickens County Board of Commissioners is grateful for the efforts of Georgia's executive, legislative, and judicial branches working with mental health reform in recent years. And it's now therefore be it resolved by the Pickens County Board of Commissioners that the Pickens County government reaffirms its commitment to reforming and improving mental health services for its citizens and all citizens of the state of Georgia. This has been an effort that's been put before all counties in the state. I believe almost every county has already adopted those. And it will be provided, a copy will be provided to our local delegation with our representative and senator to let them know that we stand behind the efforts to continue to improve mental health reform in the state of Georgia. So with that, do I have a move authorizing me as chairman to sign a resolution to send to the General Assembly in support of improved mental health services?
So moved. Second.
Moving in a second. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Next is the 2024 VOCA allocation. This is actually field use agreement. I'm sorry, I skipped over. Item D is field use agreement with the United Football Academy. This is the agreement that allows the United UFA to use the field which we have secured by lease with the school system and the sheriff's office to be able to provide a location for soccer. And UFA is the one that actually runs all soccer programs there. Standard agreement that's done annually. I know it's been provided in an advance copy to each of you guys to be able to see that. But we wanted to make sure if you had any questions, we can bring those up before we put it out for a vote, if there's any questions related to it. If there are no questions, do I have a motion to approve the field use agreement?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moving in a second. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
One day I'll be able to write 2024 without messing that up. Next item on the agenda is the 2024 VOCA allocation. This is an annual grant that's received through the Prosecuting Attorney's Council of Georgia. The VOCA federal funds is $61,509.20 for the time period of October 1st, 23 through September 30th, 2024. The waived local match is $15,377. So there's not actually a match that we have to provide. They waived that because through there we need to put it before a vote in order to approve the VOCA grant to be received. So with that, I would like to ask for a motion that we approve the acceptance of the VOCA allocation for Pickens County.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Qualifying fees. the ACCG has provided a resolution draft for all counties to be able to approve a resolution from the Board of Commissioners authorizing the publication of qualifying fees for local elected positions. I know that there is an amendment that goes along with the resolution that shows all fees pursuant to Official Code of Georgia 21-131. Governing authority has set the qualifying fees for the county offices on that page. It does indicate what those different fees are. For most offices, it's 3% of the pay for the position. Some, including the 2 posts that are for the Board of Education, it's a set fee due to there not being an actual salary. It's just per diem on their meetings. And the coroner's office is set based off of a base salary as well. I know you each have a copy that shows those different amounts on there, and the resolution would be authorizing that the county court be directed to publish the list of qualifying fees in accordance with the requirements set forth in OCGA 21-131 no later than February the 1st. So with that, I would like to entertain a motion that we approve the resolution authorizing the setting of qualifying fees to run for office.
So moved.
Second.
Moving in a second. Any discussion or questions?
I learned something. 3% of the salary is the qualifying.
That is it. What the law says.
I was wondering what those laws are.
Base salary.
The base salary. Yep. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll get that information provided to be advertised. Action items, we do have 2 sets of minutes from December the 7th, one from work session, one from the regular meeting. I know both were provided to each member prior to the meeting so that you would have a chance to review. And if so, if you have had a chance, do I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That brings us to the portion of our meeting for guest comments. I'd like to open up the floor if anyone does have comments, a guest that's with us tonight. Entertain those.
One question.
Yes, sir.
How do you pronounce Futbol?
Football.
Oh, okay.
I struggle with saying it every single time. Yeah. Apparently, it's the original football that we just kind of hijacked and took the name out. So.
Yeah, just wanted to check.
All right. Any other comments? Any closing comments from the commission? No closing comments from commissioners. I'll open up for a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing actual or pending litigation, employment, and property. Do I have a motion?
So moved. I'll second.
Move in a second. Any questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
With that, we will go into executive session. If you're still here.